Welcome to Jersey Line. Pat O'Melia here, the football prognosticator. Didn't do too well last week. I think it was like, 5-11? But it was ridiculous. New Orleans gets blown out. The Giants lost to the Jets. Come on. There was, as we get further into the season, we're at week 10 now. You know, you start to wonder when these teams are going to start separating themselves. You know, it's like Jekyll and Hyde from one week to the next. Difficult. For that matter, I was looking at one of the other prognosticators in the Post. He had the same bad week I had. But let's try again. I want to get to 500 at least before the end of the season. Thursday night, we got Pittsburgh at Cleveland. This is a big rivalry game. It goes back generations. I'm going to take Pittsburgh because I'm not sold on Cleveland with OBJ's down there and Baker. Pittsburgh is one stable team. It's almost to the point that it doesn't matter who's quarterbacking them. They're that stable. You got Rudolph, who's quarterbacking right now. Big Ben's out, of course. I'm taking Pittsburgh, and I'm getting 2.5 points. Game's in Cleveland. Sunday, 1 o'clock, we got Dallas at Detroit. Another game from last week. Nobody tells me Stafford has fractured bones in his back. He's not playing. You know, and I took Detroit. Guess who lost? I got Dallas at Detroit. As far as I know, Stafford's still not playing. Dallas, -4. 1 o'clock, we got the New Orleans Saints, who got spanked last week. Of course, I took them. At Tampa Bay. You know, I'm not sure what happened there with New Orleans. There's always those hiccups every season. Every team has them. I'm not sure there's a hiccup. You know, they're playing so well. Drew Brees is back. Maybe they're still looking to get their feet. I'm going to take Tampa at home, getting 5 points. Another 1 o'clock game. Atlanta beats up on New Orleans. Atlanta couldn't get out of their own way all year, but they beat up on New Orleans. They're at Carolina. Carolina's another consistent team. You know, Newton's out, but their backup quarterback's doing a great job. I'm going to take Carolina at home, -6. Another 1 o'clock game. We got Jacksonville at Indianapolis. Now, Indianapolis down to their third-string quarterback. Again, nobody told me they lost their, well, I won't even say it's the second string. You know, Luck retired, so Bissett became the starter. I'm going to go Jacksonville, and I'm getting 3 points in Indianapolis. You know, Foles is back with Jacksonville. It's time for them to get the rolling. They got a good defense, so hopefully that'll go. And like I said, I'm taking Jacksonville, and I'm getting 3. Denver at Minnesota. Minnesota, again, they were on a 4-game streak. I pick them. They lose. I'm going to take Minnesota home, giving 10 points to Denver. Big line, but I think Minnesota will cover it. 1 o'clock, the Jetsies are at Washington. Here's a game the Jetsies should win. I picked the Giants to beat them last week. Giants got their butts kicked. I think the Jetsies are going to take Washington. You got the starting a rookie quarterback in Washington. I'm taking the Jets, giving 1.5 points. The Jets are actually giving points. 1 o'clock game, we got Buffalo at Miami. Miami's supposed to be tanking. Got Fitz there. They're winning. But I think Buffalo is the better team, certainly better than Miami. I'm going to take Buffalo at Miami, and I'm giving 5.5 points to the Dolphins. 1 o'clock game, we got Houston at Baltimore. Man, Baltimore just ran it up last week. The kid, Jackson, he can run and he can throw. I'm going to take Baltimore, and I'm giving 4 points. 4 o'clock game, we got Arizona. Arizona, I tell you what, they stay within the point spread. They don't win much, but they stay within the point spread. They're at San Francisco. I took Seattle last week against San Francisco. I won that game. It was one of the few I won. I'm going to take Arizona at San Francisco, and Arizona's getting 13.5 points. Big spread. I'll take it. 4 o'clock game, New England at Philly. It's probably the game of the week. I am going to take New England, by the way. Arizona is my lock of the week. I'm going to take New England, -3.5 at Philly. Another 4 o'clock game, Cincinnati at Oakland. You realize Oakland is like 5-4? Now, how did they get to 5 wins? Yeah, just snuck up on you. Again, I picked against Oakland last week, and of course they won. Cincinnati at Oakland. I'm going to take Oakland. It's a big spot, 10.5, but Cincinnati is now in tank mode. 8 o'clock game. We got Chicago at the Rams. Rams got exposed last week. Chicago, they're starting to get consistent, a little consistency. I don't even want to bring up Trubinsky, but you got to bring him up. I'm going to take Chicago plus 6.5. And Monday night in Mexico City, so there's no real home team. Kansas City versus the LA Chargers. To me, they'll always be San Diego. KC, I'm taking, and I'm giving 3.5 points. Bet with your head. Don't bet more money than you can afford. Let's have a good week. Talk to you next week. Good luck.